I'm Gab, he's Jules. Grey skies over West London, or maybe not. Depends how you feel about Mauricio Pochettino. We'll be talking about that. We will obviously be talking about the goddess, La Dea Atalanta, stopping that pharmaceutical company in their 51-game undefeated streak. But let's start. Let's start in West London. Okay, I can't say this was entirely unexpected because Mauricio Pochettino himself hinted at it, put it out there. But I am still surprised, Jules.
Are you?
Well, I am surprised because it's an odd thing to sell, and now it's something you have to get right if you're Chelsea.
Yeah, but from the moment where they were clearly not on the same page, they were clearly not going the same direction, they clearly wanted different things as a manager and as a club via owners and via sporting directors in terms of your recruitment, how you deal with your own squad, so who you sell, who you keep, even going down to getting a set-piece coach, which Pochettino didn't want, but the club wanted. Right. There was just no other option, really, than for both of them to part ways and say, you know what, one season, I've got another year on my contract, we find a way, and goodbye.
Look, I think, and I hate to say I told you so, but as you know, we had this discussion here. Yeah. Wrong manager for this kind of club.
Yeah.
Wrong manager also because he's the kind of manager and he's seen it shown.
So
you're
not surprised then?
That it would end badly, yeah. I just thought with the wins at the end of the season and stuff like that, and his nice dinner with Todd Bowley when apparently Bowley said everything's fine, Yeah. That said, again, if they have different visions, then my obvious question would be like, why did you take the job, Poch?
Yeah.
And you know why? This is like those marriages when you've got two people who are not compatible because they want different things in life, and they're like, I'm going to change the other one. Oh, Poch is going to come here, and he's suddenly going to think that Stewart and Winstanley and their plan and the way Bali wants to run, because that's obviously in the background, that but Poch is going to be so successful that he's going to win them over. Or Poch is going to be like, my God, Stewart, Winstanley, yes, this is the future. And it just doesn't work that way.
No.
And this is why I think their next manager, the early indications are they're going to go for somebody younger who's going to grow with the club.
Yeah.
Effectively, somebody who's cheaper, less of an ego.
Yeah.
And I think who they think is going to be more pliable, more likely to buy into. Somebody who's going to look at Stewart and Winstanley and say, like, hey, you guys, you're not two nobodies. You were at Monaco, Red Bull, Brighton, on your CVs. I'm a coach, but I will listen to you and I will work with you and I will buy into what you're trying to do. And the two names, I think two of the names that are out there that fit that bill to some degree.
Yeah.
One is Kieran McKenna, who's, we already talked about, linked with United as well. 2 straight promotions with Ipswich. And another newly promoted coach, Enzo Maresca, obviously has, at Leicester, obviously he's got his years with Pep Guardiola before him.
Yeah. I think there are two different profiles, though.
I completely agree.
See a Kieran McKenna. That's why I'm a bit skeptical. But Kieran McKenna, I could see fitting exactly what you said, going with the direction of the club, working with the sporting directors. I think Maresca, having had big job as well in terms of either an assistant or even the number one at Parma, for example, feels very much like his own man. And if Pep Guardiola has been your mentor and been mentoring you for years, and you've been in touch, and you're very much part of that school, which is very different to the Kieran McKenna school, I'm not sure Chelsea is the right club for you because, again, it might clash in sense of what you want and what they want you to be or what they want you to do.
I think that makes a ton of sense. I think if Maresca were to ask me, is this a good fit? This is exactly what I would tell him. Yeah. I would say, like, if you go there, unless you want to use it for 1 year and be like, look, I'm not going to do worse than Poch, blah, 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 and then I move on. I think you have to really, really think about the implications, because it's not fair to go there and then not go with Chelsea's plan. They're your employers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I made the analogy on the FC show last night. If I get you the best ingredients in the world and I say, Jules, make me an omelet, and you decide, no, I'm going to make coq au vin, or maybe something more egg-based. But you know what I mean, right? It's not going to work.
No.
It's completely different.
And you won't be happy because I didn't provide what you wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, with Pochettino gone, already there's talk of Manchester United. Now, again, I'm going to lift the lid on some media. There are some people, some coaches in the game, who have people who they talk to who spread news about them. And this is going to be relevant. We're going to break this down on the Gab and Jules podcast in a little bit about some of the reasons about why they split. if I'm Pochettino, I am only happy that I am linked with Manchester United straight away, right? Makes a ton of sense. I think we both agree. Probably an upgrade over Ten Hag.
Yeah.
But lots of implications.